Hello, hello. Welcome back to the PRMI training videos. You are going to be learning about how to do an individual ranger report today. Whether it's time for IPPs or your seasonal rangers are heading out for the year and you want to provide a summary of everything that they did, this is how you will do it. So first off, go to our PRMI hub page. That's prmi-tdec.hub.arcgis.com. When you're here, we're going to go down to that monthly managers report section. After this video that we are creating right now will live right here, so you'll just be able to click on it and watch it for reference. Click on the Analysis Dashboard page. That will take you to Survey 123. Click. Voila, here we are. So you'll use this before for your monthly manager's report, but today we want to do a report on an individual ranger. One thing I will note, if you don't see the Print Current View button or Navigation button, if it's just white up here, there's a chance there's a small glitch going on. To fix that, go to your name and sign out of your account and sign back in. Usually when you do that, these buttons will appear again. It's a weird glitch. We don't know how it happened, but that's the way to fix it, it seems. So what you're seeing here is all the graphs and stuff for 8,000 entries throughout the state park so far. We want to filter that down to just one ranger. The Analyze page is going to give you a summary. It will say how many total people did they interact with the whole summer. The Data page, which you haven't really been on yet, is going to give you a breakdown, more like an Excel sheet. So if you wanted to see all 30 programs that ranger did and how many people came to each one of those, kind of a really small scale snapshot, you would go to the Data page, and we'll go there after. The Analyze page is going to give you that nice summary. First, we want to filter for that ranger's name. Head on over to Filter and start typing name. Today, actually, we're going to use email because that seems to be a little better indicator. Email is, instead of value, we're going to change this to unique. When you do that, you'll see now there's a drop down of every ranger. I'm going to type in Jacob, who we're interested in for Norris Dam, and find Jacob Gorman 28gmail.com, apply. So now we're going to be looking at just the 15 programs that Jacob did. All my graphs and stuff will update over here. Now head on over to navigation. This will help us build our report. I'm not sure everything that I want in here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to click hide all. Once you do that, everything will disappear, which seems scary, but it's actually great. Now you can build your report from the ground up. Now what we're going to do is I'm going to turn on entry type. You turn on the things that you want in your report just by clicking these little eye buttons. Maybe the program activity category, so we can see that he's done 10 scheduled programs and 4 unscheduled programs and 0 events. It's also listed right down here. If I type in attendance, you'll see we have total attendance right here. What do these graphs mean? Don't need to worry about it. Just look down at the summaries. So in total, he interacted with 114 people at his scheduled programs. On average, there was 11 people for each program. So that's kind of cool statistics for people to see how well populated those programs are. If we type in attendance again, you could see event attendance. He hadn't done any events, so there's nothing to show here. Interactions, that will give you the number of visitor interactions for those unscheduled occurrences. So he had 22 people that he had unscheduled interactions with. Maybe you're interested in the program types. Come on down here to program type, and it looks like he did a lot of hands-on and presentations and guided tours. What about the topics? Well, I can see it is also right down here. I click that button. It looks like we got a wildlife expert on our hands. So with that, what we can do, and if there were photos, we could attach those to the report and go on down to the photo section and you could turn those on. But there weren't any photos for Jacob. This is just for the overall park system. This will give us our little report. So when I hit print, it's a little 5-page report. You can also change the layout to try to get more pages per sheet. It'll make it a little easier to see, just kind of a general snapshot. And yeah, you'll see that he did, his 14 visitor interaction programs, 1 resource management, all the way down to the type of attendance and topics that were covered. And then you can just save it or print it off on your computer. If you save it, you can email it over to those Rangers after. So the analysis page, the analyze page, gives you a summary. What if you're really detail oriented? Maybe you want a record of every program that was done. Head on over to the data tab. Click. This is kind of set up like an Excel sheet. There's lots of column headers and there's lots of rows. And right now we're looking at all 8,000 programs that have been submitted. Let's make this easier on ourselves. Find the filter button. And look at that. It's just like what we had on the analyze page. So I already know who the Ranger is I'm looking for. So I can type in email again, or I could type in name. Change value to unique, because that will give us our drop down of everybody. And type in their name. You could also, if you knew there were some misspellings or different name combos, or maybe you wanted to look up email and their name in case they said it differently, you can add an expression that said or. So I could also do name here, first and last name is unique Jacob Gorman. That way I could look for every single Jacob. That way it's looking for anything that he put his name down or email. Just in case a Ranger might have changed emails halfway through a season, or maybe he was going by Jake or something. But yes, you click apply and add those filters, and we'll see this go down to the 15 that we were looking at before. So what are we looking at? It's a little bit more confusing because they have the title, Park Geopoints. That's just the name of the state park. You have a lot of rows. So you could print this all out and basically you have an Excel sheet. So when you click export, you could do Excel or CSV, and then you'd have a total. So you'd be able to see the revenue amount, mostly $0 or donations that came in for each individual program. You can look at the program title, the date it occurred on. And it looks like there's a lot of stuff here. But what you can do is come on over to this plus button. You can actually just turn on and off the fields that you're interested in. Right now, all the blue checked ones are what we're showing. So I don't think there was any natural areas. I don't think there are any events either. So we can really kind of narrow this down. We're going to turn off event title, and we're going to make this Excel sheet. Rather than having to delete it later on in Excel, you can kind of just do it here. And it's nice to have the notes section turned on. And so when you do that, this is everything that Jacob did, all his programs, where they took place, and the name of the title, how many people came, and donation amounts. When I click export Excel, it gives you a download that'll pop right up, and you'll be able to export that in case you wanted to run your own calculations or keep this over time. So you guys let me know if you have any questions. Once again, the data page is kind of more of like an Excel view, and the analyze page gives you a summary. It does that calculation for you of how many people attended by showing the sum, or you can look at the average number of people. So depending on how much detail you want, use the analyze or data page, set your filter to the person of interest, and just take a look. You can turn on and off the categories that you're interested in, and it should all be there. You'll notice too, a little bit confusing, there's multiple sheets. Really, you just want to be focusing on this one that's called PRMI programs. And lastly, if you see this thing that said form view, turn it on, because when you click on a specific entry, it'll pull up that exact PRMI entry that was submitted, and it'll have all the details. Sometimes it takes a second to load, but once it's there, it'll say Jacob's program, the name, It would even have the photos right there, kind of as if you're resubmitting the survey. Here you go. So it's just like what it was put in on the phone. Pretty cool stuff. All right, y'all. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'm available to walk you guys through this individually if you need help. Thank you very much.